Hi everybody, welcome back. I am getting way into Flesh and Blood lately, and just a few days ago, I came to a realization of sorts of just how complex this game can be. I was trying out a different hero, one that I'm not familiar with. I don't know, I just couldn't get it. Like I was losing games, and I saying this to a friend. I think I rage quitted like 4 times just because things didn't click. And again, I was telling this to a friend, and he told me that it's just normal and that I had to play hundreds of games before I could actually understand the hero. And so I thought to myself, if I'm investing into this game and if this is something that I want to do in the long run, then maybe I should heed his advice. And so I'm launching a new series in which I play 100 games of X, basically, or 100 games of a certain hero. This is kind of inspired by Lupin Fiasco's daily games, or I also found this channel called Leave No Witnesses, where they play 100 games of a certain hero, just to get some reps in and fully understand how a hero works. And yeah, I'm gonna follow suit, and I'm starting with a hero that I think I'm taking to PQ in a few weeks. So, and that's Ira. So here's game one. 100 games with Ira. So game one, we have a Verdance, and this is a matchup I'm not exactly confident with. I don't. Well, I typically just lose to Verdance. I try to race in a way, but then I just always fall short. And you can see how I'm sideboarding here. I'm basically just following Rabble's sideboard guide from this public list, and then I just take out one uh, Scar for Scars, thinking that I just wanted a lean 60, hopefully draw into my disruption. And yeah, I don't think Scar actually provides a lot of value in this matchup, given I don't typically end up with lower life than my opponent. So yeah, just took one out, and yeah, basically just hoping for the best. And my game plan here is to try and race. And you see my first hand here, we have a blue and then 3 reds. And what I'm thinking here is just to swing Kodachi, use my Enlightened Strike, move looking for scrap down to my deck because I don't have any one attack cards in grave, so I can't give it go again, and then just swing with Weakest Link to finish. But then yeah, she went for Seeds of Tomorrow, which kind of negates a lot of the damage here, but I just thought I'd push through anyway. So yeah, Enlightened Strike for 6, go again. Basically use up a lot of that prevention, and then again swing with Weakest Link for 6. Just trying to get as much damage in as possible. Now, I'm not exactly sure if Weakest Link does much in this matchup. I haven't actually checked whether or not Verdance does have a lot of 0 blocks, but yeah, again, it's just a matter of throwing throwing damage, as much damage as I can before she gets online and outvalues me every turn, basically. Okay, so next turn here, we do have a bit of a clunker, I would say. I guess depending on what they do. But yeah, just swing Kodachi. And my thought is to just swing Kodachi into Torrent of Tempo, and depending on what happens, react to it. Like maybe throw in Scar for Scar. So she does let the first hit through. 40 versus 39. Thinking on the second one here. So she defends. No threat for Mask then. But then I still have Torrent. And again, I'm just throwing this out, seeing what happens. And my initial thought was to just throw Scar here and maybe just IP1, skip the Arsenal, keep the tempo in hand. Oh wait, no, keep the Rising, what do you call that? Rising River. Rushing River, I don't even know. I can't read it. But yeah, they do let the Torrent of Tempo through, which gives me go again. And to my surprise, yeah, that Rushing River turned gold. I didn't know that interaction. Well, I didn't. I guess I knew it, but I it's just not something I do often. So instead of throwing Scar there, I threw Tempo, and then with the thought of throwing Scar afterwards. But they use up Gauntlet, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to give them any more value in that, so I just decided to skip and put Scar in my arsenal. Right, here they go CNC. And I was thinking here whether or not to block with my blues, or if it was possible for me to come up with a better turn with blocking with just one blue and letting Scar go. But then I couldn't actually find a line, and even now I'm thinking through it. I don't know if there's a better line, so I just decided to block with the two blues here. Basically save life. It is one thing. I guess it's one thing to save life versus Verdance because you don't want to fall into her combo range. So yeah, I ultimately decide to just block 2 here, or block 6 here, save everything, and then throw my 0 costs for my turn. So I start with Pain in the backside, I believe here. Yep, start with Pain in the backside. If the dagger hits, if it hits, I could throw in Cut Through and then Scar. If not, I could just go Scar for Scar and then Arsenal Cut Through for the next turn. So again, it depends on what they do. Let's see what they do, actually. Taking a bit of think here. So they do block 3, which means Cut Through isn't an option exactly. So I just throw Scar for 5. 8 value that turn, I guess, or 6 plus 8. Get 14. So decent turn for me. Even though I did basically get this. I mean, I didn't get disrupted, but it wasn't the cleanest turn, I guess. So this time around, we do get better cards in hand. Lots of offensive potential for my turn. Not exactly disruptive, but yeah. So my thought again with Verdance is just to push through as much damage as possible, but at the same time also keep some life, just so again I don't fall into combo range. So yeah, just ABing what I can. So you have AB1 here, prevent 1 of that 4 damage, and then throw everything back at her. So start with Kodachi, and I believe I follow up with the Bittering Thorns next. I'll say they do this. I think they do this twice this turn actually, so they kind of do prevent a lot of my damage and gain a ponder for both those instances. So they get 2 ponders this turn. But yeah, I proceed anyway. I don't think there's anything else to do here. Just try to sequence my attacks. Force him to block, essentially, to prevent the +1 damage. But yeah, Withering Thorns. Okay. She lets it go. Oh, never mind. He didn't let it go. Alright, she fully blocks that and prevents the damage. So Cut Through. I think I have Cut Through, right? If I remember. Yep, I do. So it's not exactly online at this moment. So I just throw in Pain in the backside. Again, seeing if she does allow me to hit with the dagger. Apparently not. And I just throw Kodachi. For the sake of it. Doesn't exactly do anything, and then just pass the turn back. And this one's a good turn. I mean, it's looking to be a good turn for me. It's a dual threat, but a lot of it kind of hinges on whether or not they let the first dagger hit, right? Because if they do, that activates Cut Through, and then I activate dual threat for both my dagger and my next attack. Now, if they don't let this through, I think I'm just gonna have to play dual threat and throw one of the disruption, or maybe Kodachi into dual threat and one of the disruption, but they did allow me to. They did take the first Kodachi hit, which activates cut through and then activates dual threat in turn. So it's kind of a big turn for me here. All right, leak 2 more damage, and then I just activate dual threat. Throwing the dagger, use a tunic resource, and throw CNC. I think, in fact, this is one of the bigger turns that I had this game, and I think this is what swung the game into my favor, at least for a good while here. And after throwing CNC, I think it's a big deal that I still have Weakest Link in hand. Again, I'm not sure exactly if Weakest Link has much value in this matchup, but I'm basically just chaining disruption, and that's a good thing. And we get another dual threat here. How do I sequence this? I actually forgot. Here we go, Rushing River. So we don't exactly have anything that will allow us to maximize dual threat value because we don't have any extender in his hand. So I think I just go Kodachi again. So Kodachi, dual threat into... I think I throw the Weakest Link here. Given that she's not exactly online. She's at 2 Decompose or 2 Banished Earth cards. Yeah, so my thought is just to throw dual threat. Pitch D, sound the alarm. Yep, dual threat is the Weakest Link. And then Arsenal Erase Phase, which again is a big deal, I think, because it allows me to chain disruption. So not the maximum value in that dual threat turn there, but still good enough, I would say. Alright. Decompose. Wait, actually, as soon as I say that, she just happens to decompose twice here. And actually turns online, I think. Yes. And then Weakest Link didn't exactly do anything again, so I'm not sure whether or not it's actually worth value, but it's 2 damage leaking through regardless. And again, our Arsenal Erase Phase, which is a good thing, I say. Here we take... comes back with 7 with 1 Arcane for the heal. I just take this. I don't think there's any reason to AB there. And then I'm thinking for my turn here, I go looking for a scrap into Erase Phase. And then Arsenal Weakest Link. So I'm gonna block with Torrent of Tempo. So block 3, come back for 5 plus... How much is that? 7, 12, so 15 value, I guess. Bit of a think here. Right, so it looks like she's sliding it through unless there's a D-React. I don't know why I'm stalling here too, but yeah, pass. They do let it through, and I'm pushing 7 damage with this Erase Phase. Yep. She blocks with 3 Bark Skin, so that's a good thing. She hasn't actually resolved tree any turn, and the Erase Phase actually goes through here, and basically turns off Earth. So I'm kind of like, kind of confident that she won't be able to do much. But then this happens. 2 Rampants. She didn't ping me with Arcane though, and then she did go for Mind Warp for 10. I'm like, what else can I do here? So I just decided to AB. I'm gonna lose the hand anyway, which is kind of sad, but it's what it is. Yeah, just reading the card here. Not exactly too familiar, I guess. But yeah, no blues. So I think I end up just using Tunic here to throw weakest link by pitching. What is this? Double strike. Yeah, and then Arsenal CNC. I think that's the best I can do this turn. After all, they don't have Arsenal anyway, so I just decided to throw in weakest link instead of CNC. Fully blocks that with another Mind Warp. So I think, I'm not sure if that's the second or the third one she's used up. Here, just AB1. Try to prevent as much damage as possible. Yeah, it's kind of a mediocre turn for her there. So I kind of have an opportunity to throw something good back. Start with Bittering Thorns. What did I have in Arsenal? I forget. I think it was CNC, yeah. CNC. CNC for 8. Very big turn for me here. She lets it through. It's getting kind of low here. And again, I have another Arsenal card. And what's good is that it's Disruption. Looks for Candle Hold. And then yeah, I think I just AB everything. I guess what will foil my plan here is if she does Plow Under. I don't think she's resolved one. I'm not sure how many she's used at this point. Take this AB here. And then she goes for Felling. And I'm like, oh man, it kind of ruins a lot of my turn, I guess. Well, my initial thought here was to just block, because I didn't want to take the damage again, because Arcane is kind of rough in the late game. But then I thought to myself, I kind of need to apply pressure regardless, so I decided to keep the hand here, take the 8 damage, and just drop down to 15. I'm not sure if that's a good decision. Well, I don't know. I guess contextually, how do you say it? In this situation, maybe it's a decent decision, considering I can push again and threaten more damage, but again, I'm not fully sure. And I decided to throw in Censor, even though she does have Embodiment of Earth here, hoping that I could get through. And I'm just looking at the graveyard, thinking of what to target. I see that she's used up 3 Mind Warps. She's used up 3 Rampant Growths at this point. Only 1 Felling, so yeah, I think Felling was, yeah, I decided to censor Felling. I don't think I hit exactly, but it felt like the right choice. I'm not sure though. Again, a lot of this is me still learning. This is not a matchup I'm fully comfortable with. So yeah, a lot of this I'm just playing hand per hand, and with just a basic game plan of pushing as much damage as I can. Now I think I just go Kodachi into Censor, and then Arsenaling Sound the Alarm. Same Censor target. I think I make sure here, or check the graveyard again to try and see if anything changed, but I think I just decided to go for Felling still. Yeah, I don't think anything changed. So if she lets it through, I'm gonna go Censor Felling, and again Arsenal Sound the Alarm. Actually get Mask Trigger there, which I forgot about. Got a blue, so just decided to IP here. I mean, I can't really do anything about it. Censor Felling and then just Arsenal Sound the Alarm. Yep. And this was another decent hand. I would say I could AB 3 and then throw the rest my next turn. So yeah, put as much as pressure as possible, and I think I'm in a position where I can pressure her. So here I'm thinking whether or not to pop Tunic to AB2. Decided against it. Not sure if that's the right thing to do, but honestly, I keep saying that I try to prevent as much damage to prevent going into combo range, but I don't exactly know what that range is, or at least Trider's range. I mean, I think it's like 7 to 9. So at 12, I think I'm pretty comfortable still, unless she drops something massive on me. But she doesn't exactly have rampant growth anymore, so I'm not sure if there's a big turn coming my way. So yeah, I just throw everything here. Pain in the backside, or 4 on hit, dagger hit. So see if she can block this out. Yep, we get an extra point of damage there, and then we just go for looking for scrap. For 5, and then we sound the alarm for 5. So kind of a big turn. She blocks mask. Of course, should be a given, but then yeah, kind of just destroys her turn next round as well. Drops down to 2. Well, she's gonna heal 3 here, I believe, and I think on whether or not to AB. So it's gonna deal 1 to me. Then my next turn is dual threat. But yeah, she conceded. So I didn't exactly get to resolve my next hand there, but I think I would have been able to win the next turn regardless, or at least use up all her hand cards to guarantee a next turn. Yeah, it was gonna be dagger into Kodachi into double strike. What was that card? Forgot. Dual threat, the yellow, and then into dagger sound the alarm. So that's a big turn. So I don't know if she would have been able to do much there. So yeah, that was a game. It's a rare win, I would say, versus Verdance. Again, this is a matchup that I'm not exactly good against. So yeah, kind of got lucky there with a chain disruption, and then was just able to push as much damage as he can. She didn't exactly throw a lot of offense my way, so yeah, kind of. I'm not sure. Honestly, this is again a matchup I'm not comfortable with, and I don't know if I did a lot of things right there. I think I did math as well as I could, but at the same time, it might have been the Verdance just bricking. So I can't say. So any guidance with this matchup would be fully appreciated. So if you have any comments or thoughts that you'd like to share, please do leave them. Anything would do. I'm still learning this game, and yeah, if you have any advice, please let me know. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you in the next game. Bye.